Hello YouTube, and welcome to another DBT Gamer special. Today we're unboxing the Resident Evil 3 board game. A certain giggly person is here again. And she's going to be helping Halima assist, having trouble with the box. So first, we're going to take a look at the front of the box. It's very scary with Nemesis on the front. And then we'll go inside the box in a moment. Halima's very excited to look inside the box.
Yes, I am.
She's become a bit of a board game fanatic. On the back of the box, there's a lot of pictures of all the stuff inside. There's 26 figures, 28 figures, 21 board game tiles, 62 terrain elements, 208 cards, 4 health trackers, 11 dials, 6 tokens, and a rulebook and a scenario booklet. This is a multi-scenario game, just like the Resident Evil 2 board game. So if you've played that game, you'll be familiar with this game. And I haven't played much of Resident Evil 2, the board game, but I have been wanting to get back into it. I'm looking forward to giving this one a play as well. I got this on Black Friday in late November, and I don't normally buy board games from shops. I normally buy them online, I like Amazon and stuff, but it's Black Friday, so I got 20% off. First things first, we have this. The game contains specific scenes of violence and gore, but if you flip it over, it's also like a little map unlocky area. So it tells you which part of the Raccoon City you've unlocked. I have a complaint right away. This is very thin paper, and I feel this should have been cardboard or at least been laminated. So, since this is actually part of the game board, it's not just aesthetics this time. This should have been less cheap. There's a leaflet which shows the expansion packs. City of Ruin, which is like the second half of the game, I believe. Because the original board game only goes up to the clock tower area of the game. City of Ruin, I think it goes for the rest of the game. There's also an expansion where you get to play as Brad Vickers Chickenheart, who bravely runs away from everything. Very brave. On the back, there's also some of the pictures of the monsters and things that you get in the expansions. All very nice. In one expansion, you do get to play as the rugged beard of manliness known as Mr. Barry Badass Burton. So that's one of the best things about Brad Vickers' Last Escape expansion. It's also got some more monsters. City of Ruins, there's another Gravedigger monster, and there's also some more Hunter figures by the looks of things. I might pick up one or two of the expansions. It just depends how much they are and how much I enjoy the regular game. But yeah, this costs, I'm going to say about £70 odd. So try and get it as cheap as possible because it's quite expensive. This is the rulebook. We'll save this towards the end of the video because it's definitely quite meaty. But if you play the Resident Evil 2 board game, a lot of the rules will be similar. So that's helpful. I like how they've done the scenario booklet this time. It's a lot more colourful, and they made it look like the map of Raccoon City. So that's some nice fan service. Just got all the areas written on the front.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we'll have a look through there in a moment, Halima. I'm going to say
right,
that.
okay.
I always save the books till the end of the video. Next, we got some game board tiles. These are double-sided. And there's plenty of them. Cardboard's good quality, and you can quite easily tell what the pictures are. And the game itself, it's kind of like a jigsaw piece puzzle. You put the pieces together, you get different arrangements for different scenarios. So that's how those work. This game, you mostly get to visit the clock tower in Resident Evil 3, the streets of Raccoon City, the petrol station, the Stars police station, and also Oh, I'm trying to think of other places in Resident Evil 3 I can visit. Oh, there's the restaurant and the movie theatre. Yeah, there's lots of iconic locations that have been recreated, which is, there's plenty of attention to detail. Halima has played the Resident Evil 2 board game before. She played as which character, Halima?
I can't remember.
She wore short shorts. Started with C. Claire Redfield.
Alright, yeah.
In this game, you got Jill Valentine in her skirt, tank top, and boots. And she's also got like a jumper she barely wears. This is based off the original Resident Evil 3, not the remake, if you're just wondering. Because they did remake the game recently, and they did a pretty poor job, and I was very disappointed and very cross with Capcom on how much they shortened the game and took out the game's random appeal, which was one of the best things about it, because it was unpredictable every time you put it in. You didn't always know what the puzzles the game was going to throw at you, and the answers would change, and some of the items would move around. It was just... yeah, they screwed it up quite a lot. Here we've got some item markers, health trackers, some implement cards, and
What's that?
That's a blood counter, Halima.
Alright, okay.
And it's also for poison if you turn it around. If you get poisoned. One moment. I haven't finished going through yet.
Alright, okay.
There's also the Rising Fear status effect things. There's the grenade launcher tokens, the shotgun tokens, and the assault rifle counters. You have to build these yourself with little plastic things and cardboard things. They're quite good quality and relatively easy to build. There's open doors and closed doors and all that sort of thing. They turn it around now. Here we are, got the poisoned counters.
Alright, yeah.
And the B item cards, so they're reversible. There's also some C item cards, which we didn't see in the last set. But yeah, and if you look at all these carefully, there's plenty of references to the original Resident Evil 3, which was released on the original PlayStation, GameCube, and the Sega Dreamcast. And yeah, more stuff here. There's the corpse counters. These are for later in the game, from what I remember. If you see a corpse count on the space, a zombie can rise up depending on which card you get from the deck. So the game's got plenty of randomness. There's some handgun counters here for them, and also one of my favourite guns, the Magnum.
Yeah.
This time, this is different to the Resident Evil 2 board game. The Magnum is a 6-shooter rather than an 8-shooter. So that's a bit more difficult, but yeah. Grenades and shotguns. Shotguns have 7 shots, and your grenades have 6 shots, and your assault rifle has 10 shots. Okay, that sounds a little bit annoying, because usually the assault rifle in the game has like 20 to 30 shots, so they've lowered it down. Handgun's got 15 bullets. There's more closing open doors and key panels and maps. More poisonous stuff and all that sort of good stuff. Oh, there's also a T-virus stats effect. This might be for the later part in the game where Jill gets infected, if you played the video game, in the clock tower area. Now, this is a bit of a mystery to me, this part. This is obviously the battle where you fight Nemesis in the clock tower.
Yeah.
You can tell that from above if you've played the game. I don't know what these star tokens are, but we do know Nemesis has a thing for stars agents. And there's all these fire tokens. So maybe this place gets set on fire to put fire tokens on the board. And if you step on, you might get damaged or something. This is like a timer sort of thing. You turn it and it can... It dictates how many turns you got left in the game. So there's that as well. There's also the item box where you can store items away, which is something I do recommend you do. It's always good to hoard in these sort of survival board games and keep things for later.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And now on to the miniatures and cards. The zombies themselves, we've got zombies in lab coats, 5 of those. Got female zombies in short shorts. We've got male zombies with one arm stretched out. We've got one drained Demos, which is like an insectoid enemy that grabs you and can also crawl on the wall like a spider. There's the Gravedigger, which looks really good. Another drained Demos. You get 2 forms of Nemesis, one with his rocket launcher and one with his tentacles. If you buy the expansion pack, there will be more Nemesis forms that you can get as well. And there's also the not so good boy dogs, the Cerberuses. 2 of them appear to be in their normal forms, and the other ones appear to be possibly enraged or mutated in some way, or possibly even on fire. So I might have to paint these later. It's something I do sometimes do to miniatures, but it does take a long time. It's somewhat it can be enjoyable once when they come out right. Just give me a moment, I'm going to go on to the cards. Okay, next thing in the box, we've got some dice. These are pretty much the same as the dice from the Resident Evil 2 board game, so you could use both. So, or these could be as spares, so that's quite universal. These are mostly, the black ones mostly rolled for random events on the card when you enter certain rooms. The blue and red ones there mostly for dodging and shooting the enemies. These pins are for making the counters for your bullets and the time counter. So they're quite important. Now we'll go on to some of the cards. I might need help from my assistant. There are some new cards. I'm not so sure how these work, but these might be for... Oh, these are like... Oh, this is good. I like how they've done these. This is really interesting. These are for like choose your own adventure settings. So you can choose what you do in the scenario. So this one's like, you can sneak away from the monster or you can confront it. You know, very important choice there. You got... Flee the monster, flee before it recovers, or confront Nemesis. Draw the monster's attention, or take cover. Hide in the shadows, or fight it. Retreat or fight back. Yeah, so they've tried to create the choices of the game and follow the footsteps or barricade the entrance. Ooh, this one's quite nice. Rotting flesh. So you can... That's to do with all the disease zombies. Wounded survivor always sounds like a painful choice. You can try and save them or put them out of their misery. Or you can... There's like screaming ahead, so you can let the people screaming be bait. So they can help you, I suppose. Be bait.
Yeah.
Or you can investigate and that sort of thing. Forewarned. Explosion. Oh. Stay silent alarms. Or the alarms ring so you can turn them on or off. That sounds useful. Trapped horde. Ignore them or break free. Break all the zombies free and use them to your advantage. Jammed characters. That's where you gun jams. That's supply case. Oh, on to the player character now. We've got Jill Valentine in her very appropriate outfit. This is from the original Resident Evil 2. She's got 8 pockets to carry things, and she's really good at dodging. She starts with a handgun, a first aid spray, and a knife. You've got Corporal Carlos, which is... He has less item space, but is pretty similar to Jill. Carlos gains 1 additional point of ammo for when he reloads an item. Okay, that could be interesting. Oh, and there's also Nikolai. Nikolai, he's like a behind the scenes sort of villain in the game. You know, he betrays his troops and is kind of a dick. He's not a good guy. And there's Mikhail, who's kind of like a hero soldier, but his dodging is not that great in this game. But yeah, they're the 4 characters getting the standard pack. If you want to play as 0 characters, you have to buy the expansions. Now, Resident Evil 3, when it came to boss fights, there weren't that many, but they have included the 2 main bosses of the game. Helena, can you hold the camera? They have included the 2 main bosses in this board game. So I'm just going to find the right cards and just give me a sec. They got somewhat jumbled up in the box. I opened this before and tried to record it earlier, but it just didn't work out well. So I'm re-recording this. So this is for these are the Gravedigger Bus Cards. They've all been given like very gruesome names. There's the Vicious Bite, Snapping Teeth. So the Gravedigger is like a giant worm that with like huge claws that tunnels from the ground and surprises you and tries to bite you. Big worm. Lash Out. Coming from the depths. From below. Gravedigger. Wild Fury. There's also some Nemesis cards here. Got Tentacle Lash. Down a bit, Helima. Vital Spike. Knock down when he's charging towards you. Impale when he wants to just stab you. And Charge when he just recklessly charges towards you. Nemesis and the Gravedigger both have a lot of health, 20-30 health each. There's also some monster cards. There's the generic zombie. Another zombie. Drain Demos have the zombie dog, also known as the Cerberus. Saying hello gorgeous would not help. These can be very dangerous. Apparently they can also poison, maybe. There's Nemesis himself. Nemesis in this game, he will stalk you like a creepy stalker. He's got multiple stages, and then each stage has like more health and he's more dangerous. So, yeah. And the idea of the Nemesis is he's an unstoppable experiment who will just won't stop.
Yeah.
Perhaps in the future I'll show off some of the more Resident Evil video games and like specials, and Helena can be scared out of her mind. Now on to the tension deck. If you play the Resident Evil 2 board game, you're going to be more than familiar with this nightmare set of cards. You got several green cards. If you draw one of these, everything is fine, everything is safe, everything is okay. Then you got the red cards, which make more bad things happen. You got yellow cards, which are kind of bad, but not as bad. They've all got different names. So I'm just going to quickly scroll through these. And certain cards may trigger certain enemies or certain boss fights or special events to happen. And depending on the colour card, the event will be more dangerous or less dangerous. The deck needs to be well shuffled before the game starts, just to make. And different scenarios will require different cards and different amount of cards, but it all helps with the randomness of the game. Shuffles. Now we're on to some of the tiny item cards. These, my only complaint is the rather small text. You might need a magnifying glass if you're short-sighted. But with a bunch of first aid sprays, which you'll definitely need because Nemesis just likes to wreck you. It's a very angry bioweapon. There's a fire hose, custom weapon parts, so you can... Nemesis will drop rewards if you do kill him, so... Do you fight him and get your reward, or do you run away? You know, that's a choice you've got to make.
Run away.
There's toolboxes, there's assault rifle ammo, Magnum bullets, shotgun shells, grenade launcher. They've included the gunpowder mechanic. So this was a very important mechanic in the actual video game. You could combine different gunpowders to make different ammo types. It was a very interesting, like, mixing mechanic. A, B, and C all included. You got handgun ammos, inked ribbons to save your game, red herbs to eat. You can combine them with green herbs, so you can do all that stuff you can do in the game. So, more first aid sprays. These are for like unlocking areas. There's keys, padlocks, and lockpicks and stuff. Boutique key. This is a key that was just for the extra costumes in the game. So I'm wondering why this is a key. Because normally you'd only visit it to just change costumes. That's a little bit odd.
Right. Okay.
Some of the lock cards are double-sided, so you may need to do that. And there's also some brand new cards. These are for like the extra areas of the game. So you've got the RPD, the RPD2, and these are all like areas in the game. They're like little map cards.
Right. Okay.
And they're all color coded. You got the police station, the commercial district, and all these little items like lighter fluid and stuff like that. Uptown, a battery, and a downtown. So they're all quite important, and they go on the little thing I showed you at the beginning of the video. Onto the final deck of cards here. These are mostly like key items. You got the oil for the train, the power cable, fuse, bolt cutters, more oil, crank, stars card. The first aid box. This is a rare item you can get in the game. If you kill Nemesis, you can use this. You can use this item to store more first aid sprays, so you don't have to carry them all around in one slot. You can carry multiple in one slot. It's really helpful. So sometimes killing Nemesis can be rewarding, but he's a very mean character. I got a lighter, got the battery, got the police key, more health sprays, more keys, the golden gear and the silver gear for the puzzle in the clock tower. They've made a lot of reference to the game, plenty of attention to detail. More keys, a book of wisdom, compass, fire hook, and the crank, scrap of paper, emerald, sapphire, the SARS key, the old key, lighter fluid, lockpick, boutique key again, spare keys. Ooh, the eagle parts for the handgun that can got better aiming.
Yeah.
That's very useful. Two of those, you need both of them to make the handgun. Oh, now on to the bang bangs. Got the Magnum, one of my favourites. Got the custom shotgun. This also appeared in the Terminator 2 movie. That was wielded by Arnold Schwarzenegger. A little bit of a movie reference for you. That's the eagle itself. There's up to 2 eagles in the game. Grenade launcher. Assault rifle. Shotguns. More first aid spray, more bullets. More handgun cards. And some knives. And now we just got to go on to the scenario booklets, so we'll be right back with those in a moment. Right, we're going to take a quick look at the scenario booklet. This scenario booklet only goes up to the clock tower, which you may think is a bit of a bad thing, but modern board games, they always have expansions, so yeah. It's a little bit annoying, only half the game, but the fact that they've given So, the first scenario, try and film all the pictures, Halima. There's some monsters, looking very, very gruesome. Hi. I'm gonna eat you now. Try and film. The first scenario is the searching into the darkness, is where Jill Valentine jumps out of her apartment window and has to get to the police station. It's a very basic scenario, very easy scenario, just to sort of get you into the game, and it shouldn't be too difficult. Each scenario is about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on which scenario you're playing. Scenario number 2 is the Dealt Silence. So this is set inside the city streets of Raccoon City. The first scenario is set inside the RPD courtyard. This one's definitely a long one because you've got to go in here and search for items so you can explore the city more. Like some bolt cutters to cut things up. And there's some nice flavor text which explains the scenario and sets the scene. And there's also these yellow and amber tiles readings. What happens here is certain squares you have to roll a dice and depending on what number you get, designate what's happened in that tile. And usually it's, oh dear. Camera lady. It's nice to have a camera lady.
I'm not a camera lady.
Well, what are you then?
An
assistant?
Yes, I like the word assistant better.
Okay, you're an assistant. Or a co-host. Next scenario is the exploring the police station. There's a nice picture of Carlos here. Alright. And next scenario, this one's got a really creepy picture of a zombie. This is clearing the path downtown. And we got the onslaught near the police station, so it's could be like an escape sort of scenario. This includes the very dangerous red tiles, so this is where things start getting intense. Now onto the petrol station, which is where you first meet Nikolai. You have to collect parts for the train so you can escape to the clock tower and hopefully get to the chopper and get out of this nightmare. And get a nice hot shower. The Siege, which is... This looks like a very intense board game compared to the Resident Evil 2 board game. There's a lot more danger with all the different tile types. There's also protecting the cable car tracks. This is one of the boss fights in Nemesis, where he just comes in and tries to attack you and stops you from escaping. Nemesis, he's programmed never to stop until you're dead. No matter how much he's injured, he's just programmed just to keep going. He'll even repair himself and heal himself. Ooh, frightening doggo.
Yes.
The sales office scenario. So yeah, there's a lot of different scenarios and gameplay for your money here. So this game is definitely worth the amount if you're a fan of these multiple scenario sort of games. Fleeing through the streets, just more running. This is definitely a running sort of game. And fleeing through the streets continued. Trash the trashed tram. This is when the tram's all ruined, and you have to go on foot. And there's Nemesis in his shirtless tentacle form. really scary. That's the bit where you fight before you get on the helicopter. And that's the final scenario of the game. Overall, I think there's a lot of gameplay for your money here, and it's all very nice. On the back, there's also some campaign trackers if you want to use those. You might want to photocopy these and laminate them, and so you can use them again and again. That's a good idea. Quickly onto the rulebook. So there's nice introductions. It's all in colour, which is really nice. It explains everything really well. And there's a selection of all the pieces you get, and cards, and all that sort of stuff. The Gravedigger, this giant tunneling worm, looks definitely very menacing. What do you think, Halima?
Yeah, it does.
It's gonna bite you. You're gonna be dinner.
Yeah.
Plenty of item cards. Plenty
It'll
of.
suck you in like.
Oh yeah, it's like a it's like a. If you've ever seen the movie Tremors, it's very similar to that creature in that movie.
Alright, okay.
And there's the dog, and it explains how all the items work and all the monsters and all the rules. It can get quite complicated, so you've got to read the rules carefully or watch videos online. I would definitely recommend. Turn. And it explains all the attacking and all that good stuff. And dodging enemies and scenarios.
Ooh.
Yep. This is quite an infamous scene where Nemesis brutally murders Brad. If you look carefully, this is an example of Nemesis repairing himself and healing himself. He's stapled his head back together.
Ooh.
Nemesis only has one eye because Jill, it's canon, she stabbed him in it. That's not mentioned in the game, but it's mentioned in the Resident Evil 3 novel, which might be fun for people who like to read if they don't like playing games. And there's also all these different terrain elements and doors and walls, boxes, and fire and explosive barrels. Yes, so you can use the barrels to slow down Nemesis and give him a surprise. Kaboom. The surprise is always kaboom. He's sick of the surprises, to be honest. And more enemies, all their different attacks and special abilities. And the city's danger level, this definitely sounds more complicated. And there's also like a map of the town itself, which is just a really nice detail. And always playing the game stuff and always other stuff. Advanced rules, getting through the campaign, because this is one of those games that you want to just start a campaign and then play for all your scenarios. Nemesis with his trademark rocket launcher. You won't see the Gatling gun, that's only exclusive to the old movies. There's also the random event cards that I showed off earlier, which I'm glad they've included in some way. Boss cards, easy mode, solo player mode, and standalone mode. It's all different ways you can play the game and enjoy it. And that's it. And there's also a quick reference sheet on the back. Anyway, thank you for watching this Resident Evil 3 unboxing video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, run. Don't walk, run. Because he's always coming to get you and he cannot be stopped.
Yeah, he can't be.
Anyway, until next time, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and
Giggle away.
and giggle away whilst running. See you guys next time.
See you guys next time.